What's up, my witches? Welcome to you. Uh, I'm so glad you're here, and I'm so glad I'm here. Let's see, who's here? Hello, Catherine. How are you, my dear? Greetings to you. Hello, Sam. Let me turn this down a little bit. Testing 1, 2. I did a test record beforehand, and it sounded good to me, but how's it sound to you? How you guys doing? Okay, Samantha, well, it said chat had moved. That's interesting. Oh my God, what a week. Hi, hello, Irina. Welcome. Hi, Tavia. Hello, everybody. Thanks so much. Wait, water. First, let's start with the blanket apologies. I have been doing that all day long because I have gunk in my larynx and it is just refusing to come out. So hopefully by talking, I'll shake some things loose. Big blanket apology for how long it's been since I've been able to do a live stream. Last week was a big reminder that, oh good, thank you, Sam. Thanks for the sound check. But it was a reminder last week that, you know, the all of the fun things that I have health-wise, any one of them can kick me out of the running at a moment's notice. And that's the thing, is I got reminded last week of how dicey it is to plan things, because I got up Wednesday morning, I felt great. It's like, good, I'm going to do a live stream. I'm so excited. I scheduled it. My son and I went to the store, and I mean, this was to the drugstore to get 2 or 3 things, and then to the grocery store to get 2 or 3 things. We go to the drugstore, I get back in the car, and before I even started the car, it's like, and I said, I can't go in the grocery store, I need to go home. And from there on, it was just downhill all the way. So the pollen has been excessively high this year, so high. I am bottled up inside. I've got the air conditioner on. I haven't opened a window all day. I haven't been outside, and still I just have so much shit going on that it makes it difficult to talk sometimes. So I'm going to be eating Halls and doing my best not to drive you guys insane. 7 zillion. I'm telling you, it's so bad. So anyway, at any rate, I'm very glad to be here. I've only chosen 3 decks tonight because I've lowered my expectations, and I also have to be very aware of not pushing myself beyond. You know, sometimes just trying to do basic function is pushing beyond, but expectation adjustment. So we will have our Astro Dice, and we will have 3 decks. And there's a quote that I have on a post-it note sitting on my desk, and I don't remember where it came from. It was an anonymous quote, or I would have attributed. But it says, "Make a pledge and mischief is nigh." And the way this resonated with me to begin with was anytime, you know, spiritual learning, and from the very beginning with witchcraft and through Buddhism and, you know, all kinds of things, whenever I would, with my judgmental self, opinionated and judgmental, whenever I would make a pronouncement of, well, I think that this is the way it is, it would be like the universe would go, well, here, you know, lesson on the way. And then I would be going, wow, boy, I was really wrong about that. And, you know, humbled, and mind changed. And that was what I thought of last Wednesday, because it's like, as soon as I schedule it, and I think it was like that, as soon as I scheduled that, I started feeling this. So make a pledge, mischief is nigh. Well, I pledge to be here, and I'm here for as long as I can. I'm so glad that you're here too. Okay. Thank you, Sam. Thank you. Should always read before you push the send button. That was doing wonderfully. You're not. It's okay. Somehow I got the message clearly, Sam. So that's awesome. All right, let's look at our decks. Kind of coughed myself into a semi headache, but I took some Tylenol, so you know. here we have, and these were, I think it was like the Wednesday right after Beltane when I planned a live stream that I had to cancel. I went through and picked like all these very springy, flowery decks and stuff. And so this one was part of that batch. And it's an old deck, and I don't have a box for it. I have the book that has a little thingy like on the back here. These are called Angel Messenger cards. And let me look at the copyright of this, because this is definitely the old deck. I mean, you can see we've got we've got the old hardback book that is falling to pieces. This was 1993. All right. So there's them, and these are all flower cards with a keyword. So very easy. Taking it easy on Luna tonight. Then we have the Star Tarot, which I sat here and shuffled thoroughly because I have to split the deck in half in order to be able to riffle it, so it's been thoroughly shuffled. Then, dun, 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 the unboxing for this will drop tomorrow. This is the Woodland Wardens, and ooh, I love this deck. So I can't wait to play with it tonight. Let's do a grounding. Also, I will tell, I take it to a bookbinder. I didn't know you could do that. Well, I don't know a bookbinder, but yeah, that would be fun. I mean, I don't reach for it like ever, so I'm not that worried about it, but it would be nice to have it whole because, you know, I do love books. All right. I will say, if you're new here, and it looks like it's all friends and family, but if you are new and you would like to join in the chat, we welcome you. This is a wonderful, kind, and welcoming group of people, but you have to subscribe, and you have to be a subscribed member for 1 minute. Not a subscribed member, a subscriber for 1 whole minute before you can join in the chat. But we would love to connect with you, because that's how group magic happens, right? All right, oopsie. So, I offer this sacred smoke by air and fire. May you be purified and charged, and may we be inspired. May my speech and mind be in concert with each other, and my vision be clear. And by water and earth, may you be blessed and made whole. And may we be healed, and may we be grounded. And by the bell, a little bit louder, may spirit be awakened. Okay, so come on down in your body. Hold on 1 second here. 1 moment. All right. Now, come on down in your body. Bring your attention down from the top of your head. Just bring your attention down. Feel your scalp. All the sensations there, and down to your forehead. It's kind of like a ring of awareness moving down from the top of your head. Feel your skin. As your awareness touches your body, you feel all of your muscles relax. So the muscles in your forehead, you feel your forehead smooth out. You feel those little wrinkles between your eyebrows smooth out. And all the many tiny muscles around your eyes, you feel those relax. Almost like your eyeballs can relax back into your head instead of bugging out. And then all of the tiny muscles in your cheeks and all around your nose and all around your mouth. So many tiny muscles. All the way down. Feel them relaxing, releasing, and all the way down the back of your head. Your jaw relaxes. Your tongue relaxes. all the way down your neck. Feel it relaxing. Feel your muscles breathing out as your awareness follows down to your shoulders, and you feel the muscles on top of your shoulders stretch out and relax. And you feel that relaxation in your awareness going down your arms. Down, down, down. You feel it flowing down past your elbow, now down into your forearm, into your wrist. Let your fingers completely relax. Let the palms of your hands relax. And then your awareness and relaxation come down to your chest and your upper back. Coming down, down, down. Feel all the muscles around your shoulder blades. Feel your shoulder blades let go and loosen up. Being very mobile over your back. And relaxation flowing down now past your solar plexus into your belly and your mid-back. And then down, down, down into your lower belly and your lower back, and feel your butt muscles relax. Unclench your sphincters. Down into your pelvic girdle, everything relaxes. Do the anti-Kegel. Let everything relax and feel it flowing down your legs now. Down to your knees, past your knees, down your lower legs. Everything relaxing. Feel the palms or the soles of your feet relax and spread out, and all of your toes relax. Everything just relaxing. Relaxing into gravity. And you can allow that wave of relaxation to repeat over and over again without your attention being on it. As you put your attention to your root chakra, and you feel that center activate, and you feel an energy cord going down into the earth. Make it be a nice thick one. And then we're going to open up and let it be a drain. Anything that you don't need, anything that's left over after relaxing, just let it drain, drain, drain down into the earth. The cord goes down deep into the earth, and everything you don't need follows, and the earth will accept it to compost. Then you feel earth energy being absorbed by that energy cord, by that root, soaking it in. And as is the nature of earth energy, it wants to move and it wants to grow, and it begins to rise up that energy cord, and you feel it connect with your body as it wants to grow. It wants to fill you up. Feel it rushing in through the root chakra, rushing down your legs, rushing up through your belly, rushing up into your chest and upper back, up your neck, up into your head, pouring down your arms. Feel how lively and vital it is. Green, gold sparkles. Feel it moving around your body. You don't need to control it in any way. It goes where it needs to go. This energy is already part of you. This is the animating energy. And now, exhaling all the way, and then on the next inhale, bring up that earth energy. So strong and bright, and exhale, but keep that energy level. And again. Exhaling completely. And a third time. Brighter, brighter, brighter. Exhale through the crown. And watch it shoot up and arc out all around you. A beautiful sphere, a beautiful egg, a perfect shape, enclosing, protecting. Feel it flow down around and touch the ground under your feet, sink down, hugging the cord. So as this earth energy circuit continues, as it flows in through the root, it continues to cleanse, to activate, to revitalize, and to heal, and whatever it encounters that doesn't belong to your properly healthy body goes out the top and back down into the earth for compost. Just sit for a moment with that energy in your body and watch that flow. And now turning your attention, leaving that to take care of itself, we open up the crown and reach out into the cosmos, inviting in star energy, sky energy, pouring in the energy of sun and moon, the energy of infinity, of formlessness, to join with the energy of form, that is the earth energy, blue and silver joining with green and gold. And when the cosmic energy comes in, you feel vast spaces open up between all of the cells in your body. It's as if your body can contain infinite space. Let this cosmic energy now travel all the way down. And it's magnetically attracted to the earth energy, so you have these energies in perfect balance throughout your entire body. And let the cosmic energy travel down your energy cord a little bit till it connects with the bottom of your egg or sphere and rises up the outside, returning to the heavens where it belongs. So now anything that this energy encounters coming in, any things that are mental or spiritual that need adjustment, any old ideas, any old programs, anything like that that is taking you in unhealthy directions, this energy can sweep it away, and as it goes down into the earth, it can drop the denser parts of it, and then it curves back up into space. So any excesses can go with this. And now, exhale, nice deep breath. And as you exhale, push out a layer. And feel it instantly connect with the other spheres of other people doing this practice. There is no constraint of time or space here, so the connection is instant. And with these spheres connected, we can feel the energies flowing, and you are free to take in whatever you need, to send out whatever you care to, and we can start all connected. Hello, Maruta. So nice to see you. Hi, Natalie. Welcome, my darling. Pardonnez-moi. Honest to God. All right. So, let's start with our, you know what? Guides and guardians, allies and ancestors. See, I'm out of practice. We welcome you here. So into this wonderful, lovely, sacred space, we welcome in our guides and guardians, allies and ancestors, gods and goddesses. Name them out loud if you would like to. Know that only the ones that are yours and that are vibing with you and that you invite in are the ones that can come in. And we offer you fresh water, and we offer you the fire of Azrael. All right, now, Here we go. Astro Dice. What are we looking at tonight, yo? Wait a minute. Let me get this out of the way. Okay. What are we looking at tonight? And yes, I sit here in the green, green light. It is golden hour in the woods, and the light is so green from the leaves, and then we got this green, so if I look sickly. All right. So we have Mars in Aquarius in the 4th house. Wow. Okay, so here we have spending a lot of energy to update your living space. This is getting really down practical. 4th house is your home. It's also your emotional home, where you feel, like the climate that you were raised in, the emotional climate. An example here is I had these friends when I was in junior high and high school, and their family was Lebanese. And we would go and spend the night in their house. And I remember the first night I went and spent the night, I was just stunned because they did everything at top volume. Nobody was angry. Everything was done at top volume. And it was like, oh, So I'm sure, that was taken on as, oh, this is normal. So the norms of your home, your foundations and roots are in the 4th house. And that also says, here is what feels like home to me in who I am now, in my adult life. So Mars, of course, is action, activity, desire, attraction, libido, passion, motivation. And in Aquarius, we are operating in the realm of air, of the intellect, and we're also, so we look at updating things for the long term. What do we want to lend our energy to that can help us revise, that can help us innovate and reinvent our context, our personal context, looking forward toward the future with the fixed sign. Mars is go, go, go. It's time to get going now. I was going to shoot a video of the new moon today. The new moon is tomorrow at 11 something in the morning Eastern. But I couldn't get a handle on it, and I couldn't quit coughing. But we've got a T-square of Jupiter and Mars and Pluto. So Pluto and Mars opposing each other, we really are transforming our idea of the masculine, because Mars is in Cancer, the ideas of the masculine as also a nurturing parental figure. And, Jupiter can mean that, benevolent, that kind of benevolence. Anyway, I'm getting off track from here. But Mars is really talking about getting busy, looking at the plan, the long-term plan of my home. How am I going to update things? How do I innovate and come up with a new idea, thinking about the future down the road? How long am I going to be staying where I am? Particularly looking at financial things, because we have, in that new moon chart, we have Jupiter, Mercury, Uranus, Sun, and Moon, all in Taurus, with the North Node as well. So heavy, heavy, heavy Taurus energy, and that is practicality and resources, dealing with your resources, and looking at towards the future. What action can I take towards the future that is something forward-looking, that's for the greater good, the good of all, and this could just mean the greater good of your family. And 4th house is about family and home, like that. So updating your surroundings, looking towards the future. What is it that I feel motivated to do? What changes can I make? Even changes in ideas, looking at how you can think differently maybe about how you were raised, and let that be a motivation for you moving forward. Okay, let's see. Oh, Mars in Aquarius. Yeah, well, how does that work for you, Maruta? How does your Mars in Aquarius play out? I'm curious. I would think, well, rebel, first of all, big rebel energy here. Because Mars is, the warrior and the combatant, and Uranus is, I ain't doing it your way. So, this can talk about rebelling against the foundations that you came up with, and culturally, collectively, the patriarchy. We came up with this collective, this collective patriarchy. I'm talking my generation now. And I mean, we're still dealing with it, right? But this can talk about how we can really take rebellious action against these dogmas of our foundations and the way, our homes are supposed to be, how we're supposed to feel, how we go about making a home. I mean, things there are changing. There's no longer, the poor millennials got blamed for breaking the housing market and all kinds of stuff. But the way people live has changed. The American dream has changed. It's not is changing, it has changed. Because that old dream has become inaccessible to too many people. So it is time to look at that, triggering, how do I want to live outside of this system? And maybe outside of the system, that I was taught. So that's what I'm gonna say. And I just did. All right. So with our 3 decks, 1, 2, 3. See what we got here. 2. Thank you for giving me one of the numbers. Oh, good. I wanted to start with the tarot, and I might just leave this on the desk. And I will once again state the wish that this deck were more handleable. I hate it when there's such a wonderful deck and I don't reach for it because of the cardstock. All right, stop bitching, Luna. All right. So, tell us. Let me get a question here. What do we need to know? In the context of the messages coming out already, what do we need to know? What do you have to tell us? Message for the collective, please. Message for the collective. Jessica Lloyd. Oh, they're telling me to quit. We have the 2 of Wands. We have the Devil. There's been devil energy coming up all over the place lately. The 6 of Swords. Okay. 2 of Wands is making a plan down the line, something down the line, something that is not yet even implemented. Maybe it's the long-term plan, and it's fire. So look at Mars there. The Devil in the middle talks about toxicity, oppression, control issues, things that have more control over you than you have over them. And the 6 of Swords is that thing that carries us across. And Tara is jumping out at me here because this is the Buddhist deity Tara, she is called the boat that carries us across. And I'm also reminded of Yemaya, who is she who stayed when the slave ships were stealing people. They say that she is the one, she who stayed. She stayed with those on the boat. She traveled with them. So this talks about us crossing those troubled waters. I think I'm going to do 9 here. Okay, wait a minute. I want to go back and see what Maruta says. A night owl. That's great. Ah, excellent. Yeah, sticky cards. Is this the first edition? It's a thicky deck too. A sticky, cold autumn warm. Oh, Natalie, that sounds so good to me. And summer isn't even here yet. Oh, just summer. I wish I could love summer. Let's put it that way, but I can't because there's so many things I can't tolerate in it. The sleep routine. Yeah. Thank you, Maruta, for that information. Yeah, you know, just thinking about Aquarius, the rebellious, you know, going kind of against the grain of the norm and normal sleep routines, and you're a night owl, so that Mars energy. I have Mars in my 6th house as well, but mine is in Taurus, so also a fixed sign. Okay, let's continue here. We have King of Wands, we have High Priestess, and we have 9 of Wands. All right. So the King of Wands is saying we need to bring all of our skills to bear here, all of our creative skills to bear in getting a new plan devised. And I love that there's the Wheel of the Zodiac, although I hate that it's wrong. Clockwise with Aries at the top. That's not the way it goes. Anyway. King of Wands, just saying we really need to bring our skills to bear. It also brings in a little vibe of possibly professional consultation of someone in a professional capacity. Then we've got the Devil and the High Priestess. Oh my goodness. Okay. I got to turn my drums down so I can think. So the Devil and the High Priestess are talking to me about deep-seated things. I'm getting an image of like an invasive plant that's been planted someplace and is crowding out healthy things at the root level, at a deep level. Because the High Priestess can talk about things that are hidden, things that are yet to be revealed. And the Devil says something that's gotcha by the short and curlies, right? And then 9 of Wands here talks about setting boundaries and taking a step back. This one here is talking about taking a step back, having a boundary set and taking a step back so that we can heal. All right, let's do. Then we have the 2 of Swords. Okay, look at this. 2 of Wands, 2 of Swords. Princess of Cups comes out down here. God, this deck is gorgeous. And then we have the 5 of Cups. So let me take these 3 across. Decisions to be made. This image does not have a blindfold. She has her eyes closed. So she's going very deep, going deep and internal, to look at what decisions are there to be made. Which way do I go here? So the plan here is just putting something together for the future. We're bringing our skills to bear, and then we've got a decision to make. The High Priestess is at the center of this reading. So now let's also talk about who we are as priestesses, as carriers of goddess energy. Hold on a second, let me get my bearings here again. So up at the top, we had the plan to deal with toxicity and to move through whatever it is we're going through right now. You know, we've had previews of coming attractions that aren't so fun and things that we never thought we'd deal with in our lifetime. So now what is our new plan going to be to deal with some of this toxic crap and be able to navigate safely across? We call on all of our top level skills and our creativity, and we go deep inside to find out, to really lift that veil. You know, the High Priestess sits with that veil behind her, sometimes a veil over her. So we need to, the adult in us, the big person panties, whether that's male or female, needs to come and lift the veil and look into the deep, deep, deep down, because there's some stuff under there that's got a little more control of us than we have of it. And so we need to be willing to pull back that curtain and see what's there. And the 9 of Wands says, when we do, there's definitely wounds there to be looked at, but we are the adult and we can set the boundaries that we need to set and take the action that we need to take in order to set our boundaries, put ourselves in a safe place where we can go deep, where we can access our healing, where we can deal with our wounds. I love the sun here. And those two wolves, you know, that story about two wolves fighting inside of you. You know, which one wins? The one that you feed. So, what's the dichotomy in your mind? What are the either-ors that you're dealing with? And which side of that do you want to feed? And not really the either-ors, like it's like the positive, negative, the hopes, the fears, the yeah, okay, let me go on here. So Two of Swords, we've got the decision. Princess of Cups here is fully embracing the emotional body, the gifts of the High Priestess. She is bringing it out. She's bringing it out. So we have this, you know, looking very deeply inside. Sorry, I'm going to make more room here. Going deep and internal. And then what she discovers there, what she learns, she brings out her wisdom, her inner wisdom that is born of trial and strife and oppression. She has a lot to bring out in empathy and compassion, in emotional awareness, emotional intelligence. And there's the Nine of Wands, and there's the Five of Cups, and there's loss. Ultimately, when things are uncovered and we bring it forth, we understand that we're the adult in the room that can go through this deep journey and come out the other side protected. We can remain protected throughout the journey. We have allies to support us. We come out of that internal decision-making process and say, here is what I have. Here is my wonderful, compassionate, tender heart, and I am ready now to deal with loss. And then we have Nine of Cups at the end, which is the wish card. Look at the lotuses. Ultimately, then, we reclaim all of our emotional energy, and we can continue to blossom. It feels like, you know, this is like tying up that devil is, our trauma is tying up emotional energy. And if we are willing to acknowledge that and go deep, we can really come out with healing. We can acknowledge and go through our healing process, and in so doing, we reclaim all of that emotional energy that has been sort of held back and oppressed. So this too can talk about building a wall around it. But ultimately, we reclaim the emotional energy of the emotions that we've been suppressing. So, and then we have healing to offer. I mean, look at this. Look at the High Priestess, the Princess of Cups, and the Nine of Cups. Just look at those three. Psychic ability, healing, wisdom, compassion, priestess stuff, right? And I decided I'm not leaving those down because it'll be a mess. So now I need 1 or 3. Oh, okay, so let me read. Tavia, I just saw your last message. Here's a second. Okay. Oh, second edition for the cards. Oh, Natalie, I'm sure. I am absolutely sure. My problem is I can't tolerate heat or humidity. So, yeah. And ours are very humid. Devil and High Priestess are feeling like hidden addiction. Yep. Yep, Tavia, absolutely. Obviously. Yep. Okay. Who's up next? No. 1. Thank you. Angel messengers. Let's see what. give me 3, please. Give me 3. All right. We have sustenance, a very good Taurian word, belief, and healing. Okay. Okay. So this is really interesting because first of all, I'm just looking at the difference between sustenance, something merely keeping you alive or sustaining you, and healing. And the difference between the two is belief. That if you believe that it's just, going to go in and keep me alive and can't do any more for me, then that's the way it is. But if we have belief in energies and the healing energy of food, of anything that sustains you, then we can go into healing. But I'm going to look up here. So sustenance, like I said, all of that Taurian energy is about what does sustain you, what does and I'm thinking about the reading I did with the Woodland Wardens on the unboxing, so I will refer you to that reading. But what is it that keeps us not just healthy? What is it that keeps us loving life, not just existing? Present challenge, merging your guidance from your angelic teachers to help you love yourself. You've drawn this card to improve your ability to hear and participate in work with your angelic teachers, and in so doing, to feel more secure in relationships with other people who are less committed to following a spiritual path. You are needing to sustain your body and maintain your inner balance more completely and thoroughly as you surmount the challenges and accept the changes in your life. You may feel you've been too heavily influenced by the opinions and actions of others, and that you are now seeking to stay within your own power and find your love for yourself so that you can grow spiritually even if others choose not to. Yeah, I would hope so. Angelic message here. This is very long, but we'll see if we can pull out the juice. You may not think of angels as supporting your life as directly as we do, and let's add to the word angels, because I don't do angels. Your guides, your guardians, your, however you conceive of those helpers in spirit. You may not think of angels as supporting your life as directly as we do, but the angelic realm is committed to helping each human being in many specific ways to transform current personal and planetary difficulties. We seek to enlighten humanity to move more completely into a course of wise action, stemming from a creative involvement with us and with all inspired teachers of love and compassion. We're ever present to you as a source of solace and enduring support. We're in your dreams by night and your meditations by day. Okay. It's talking about working with flowers, spiritual opportunity, application. Okay, let me see here. All right, an important part of living and loving purposefully is to be aware of bringing your spiritual insight into the circumstances of everyday living. The next time you have an upsetting or incomplete conversation, one that leaves you feeling unsettled, ask yourself, what should I take in from this conversation that can help me? What belief about myself is being challenged? That the devil can be your internalized beliefs about you that are absolutely false. Beliefs internalized from trauma. That is a really, really great description of the devil. Things that have more control of you than you have them. It's a belief. It's a deep-seated belief. This is coming in the same position that devil was. So the devil can represent the beliefs that we have about ourselves that are not true. What am I willing to admit about myself and the other person without judging the rightness or wrongness of either my response or that of the other person? Without judging rightness or wrongness, there's the challenge. The angels love you for your potential and your persistence in reaching meaningful goals. You can love others for these same qualities because you may be coming to accept that the urgency of humanity's race toward recommitment to peace, love, and survival is ultimately a day-by-day process of change. Yes. It is the wise man or woman who understands the nature of the race and the nature of the prize at the end. Okay. The urgency of humanity's race toward recommitment to peace, love, and survival. And this is a day-by-day thing, and it is a thing, these commitments play out in our homes, on a personal level. We think about politics as being something way out there, but it starts at home. Politics start here. All right, let's look at belief. I won't read as much this time. Present challenge is harmonizing the duality of ego and spirit. Boy, howdy. All right. You've drawn this card to help yourself find internal harmony so that the person you truly believe yourself to be can emerge as the dominant role in your life. So you truly believe yourself to be. Let's shift that around a little bit to the person that you truly are. That person does not require our belief to be there, right? But the false self does require our investment and our belief in order to maintain its hold. In order to maintain its hold, we have to believe it. And belief systems go so much deeper than logic and thought and what makes sense to us. Beliefs live in the unconscious mind, the subconscious mind. So the devil requires us to believe. But the person that we truly are does not require that belief to exist, but we do, I think, need to look at shifting our belief. We can't manifest that person maybe because we don't believe it. That person's there still, but we can't manifest it because we don't believe it. It's covered over with the false beliefs of the devil. So, when we start to truly practice and believe in that the truth of us at the core, then the beliefs that the devil represents can fall away. But I think sometimes they really do need to be acknowledged, and that whole journey with the Star Tarot, at the end there was loss. We have to acknowledge the loss. We have to do the grief work in order to heal that, in order to get out from under the oppression that the devil represents and that those old untrue beliefs. We have to acknowledge the loss, we have to grieve it, and then that Nine of Cups comes in, where it's who is our true self, who do we wish to be? And I want to tell you, you will not truly wish to be something that you are not already. You can't, because you can't even identify it if it doesn't already exist in you. Okay. Oh, where was I? Your anxiety over being loved, appreciated, and approved of, or your emotional investment in being different. Oh, I just got called out there. Being the rebel or carrying on a solo act may be getting in the way of your opting for the choices you need to make and living in the way most conducive to your spiritual growth. This card is suggesting to you that you are underestimating your abilities and aptitudes because you observe your life skills primarily from the ego level. Oh, hello. I haven't looked at this deck in a while, and oh boy, it's good. Your selection of this card suggests that you can benefit from observing your life from the spiritual dimension where limitations are actually focused opportunities. I think I would have to sit with that for an hour or three. Okay. Application. You are never upset for the reason you think you are. Finding the pressure point in your ego helps you understand that your ego's voice is different from your spirit's. Your spirit's voice will never shame you. Your spirit's voice will never tell you that you are less than, because you are not. So what's another word for the devil? The ego that needs. Oh my goodness. The first step in self-exploration is to decide what you are exploring. Choose the first upset of the day and ask your ego, why am I upset? Write down your responses. Now ask yourself, what do you, my spirit, have to teach me about my upset? Write down your spirit's words and use these as the standard for that day's living. If you have trouble finding your spirit's voice, write out the second question above on a piece of paper. Then write your response to this question for 10 minutes without lifting your pen. You'll find that in spite of your ego's presence, you'll be able to delve more deeply into your inner self. This exercise of writing into your truth is valuable whenever you want greater insight and feel blocked from discovering it. Right on. Okay. Now let's go to healing. As my book falls apart. Yeah, Samantha, I'm thinking that might be a very good idea because I'm really liking this now. Oops, here we go. Hold on. Present challenge, awakening to the healer within you. So, who's going to heal all this stuff? You are. You have drawn this card of healing because you're being awakened to the healer within you, wanting and needing to emerge. You may be hearing the Earth Spirit calling you, or feeling that you hear ringing in your ears humanity's hunger to find peace. Your own spirit's compassion may be calling you to participate in this time of planetary change, and it is essential to your own healing that you heed this call. As we heal ourselves, we heal the Earth. This is the Earth, right here. Your guidance is to believe in your own emerging feelings and capabilities, and to accept that the future you want will emerge only as you see the ways in which you are already doing your healing work. You are asked to take heart and to believe in yourself as a healer with the God-given capacity to engage your eyes, your hands, and your heart to be of service. Application. Close your eyes and imagine that your spirit is a brilliant white star, just like the center of the flower image on this card. Now, in your mind's eye, place this white star on any part of your physical body or any part of the physical earth that needs healing. Imagine that this perfect reflection of divine love is pulsating with love, pumping it into that organ or into that country or into that hurting place on earth. Imagery is effective in moving the energy of love to various needed locations. Moving the energy of love to various locations. You can perform this exercise anytime you see something or someone who needs help. Call up this image of divine perfection and unconditional love to support your healing efforts. I don't know that I have anything to add to that. Let's see here. All right. Wow, there's been a lot going on. Okay. I'm taking a little break here to read comments. There's the Devil and High Priestess. Yeti Betty dies, yes. When you work on something on one level, ups to bring about corresponding healings on all levels. So start with what you believe you need. Yep. Ups to bring about, helps to bring about, not ups. Oh, helps to bring about, okay. Oh, that Taurus energy too. Yep. Overabundance that makes the earth rumble and move. Wow. That's very interesting, Tavia. Yeah. She has the final word, doesn't she? Oh my goodness. Thank you, Sam. Lots of love to everybody. Yes, absolutely. The Grand Empress of the known universe, because I'm not so arrogant to say I'm the Empress of the unknown as well. That's awesome. A bowl of fresh fairy fruit. Can I have some fairy fruit too, please? Yes, thank you. Leather work. Ooh, that would be very interesting. Digital tea, munching and slurping, absolutely. So, yeah, I mean, we have lots of messages of healing tonight. As ever, you know, as ever, sometimes I feel like every time I come on here, I'm saying the same thing. How come? My water seems to be making my mouth drier. But I am giving thanks right now to my larynx, my body, for allowing me to be here without like crazy. And I truthfully, I think what's happening mostly is that I'm distracted. I'm doing the thing I love, and so I'm distracted from what I feel going on in here, plus my vocal cords are constantly vibrating, so they're sort of moving stuff out instead of letting it settle in. So, and clotted cream, oh yes, thank you, darling. Thank you, thank you. Yes, I am shuffling these again. Oh, wardens, they're so wonderful. All right, woodland wardens. What message do you have? 3, please. 3, please. A message for friends and viewers, for the collective, for the earth. I love that Angel Messengers deck really does have that high spiritual message coming through. Everything that we read about healing and love and compassion and humanity's race to recommit to love and peace. And boy, does it feel like it now. I mean, this deck was 30 years ago. This deck is 30 years old, and they were talking about this great upheaval that we were going through. Oh boy, they probably could not ever imagine where we're at now. But all right, give us 3, please. Give us 3, please. All right, we'll take them. We have the lizard and pitcher plant, stagnation. We have the sheep and blackberry, devotion. And we have the moth and eucalyptus, an ending. Okay, ooh, this is very interesting. We may go beyond 3 cards here. So we've got stagnation, devotion. Now, one of the things that you can do when you're feeling stuck, you know, I always talk about clean something, but what happens if you don't have the energy to clean something? What happens if you're stagnant and you have chronic fatigue and you cannot get up and, you know, clean something? Well, you can clean out the internal here. You can do some devotions. You can do some mantra. You know, you can do some meditation and prayer that's not going to take any physical energy at all. So devotion is one way to break stagnation and bring that to an ending. But we're going to look these up because the writing in this deck is fabulous. The author, Jessica Rue, has a gift of just meaty sentences. Elegant, simple, but ooh, she's so good. Stagnation. The carnivorous pitcher plant traps its prey within its leaves. The lizard, which may occasionally find itself ensnared in a pitcher plant's trap, has come to represent death and resurrection, as it possesses the unique ability to drop its tail when stuck. A new tail can grow in the old one's place, though it is never quite the same as the original. Upright says you may be feeling stuck, frozen in place, or without an escape. Reflect on the lizard's ability to shed and regrow its tail. There may be things in your life you can leave behind, making way for new growth. And the 2 questions she gives, what could I drop in order to, oh, there's only one question. What could I drop in order to feel like I'm moving forward again? Ooh, Ace of Swords energy there, boy. New beginning that comes because of what you lop off, because something needs to go. If you, let's see. If you had to be very mobile right now, or if you got like the opportunity of a lifetime, but you had to move everything, move to another place or whatever to do it, and you were very enthusiastic and you really wanted to, what stuff would be essential to go with you? What stuff do you have that might make you feel like it's holding you back? So we need to shed something, but it's the lizard's tail. It's actually part of himself. So we're looking at what part of ourself, here we go back to that devil card. What part of ourself are we hauling along that is actually allowing us to become ensnared and catching us every time? So way back when I was going through like my big core issue therapy, and whoo boy. Okay, wait a minute. I would get images of things as I was coming to understand codependence. And, you know, one of the questions I went to my therapist with after I filed for divorce from my ex after he abandoned me and my child was, I'd been going to her and bitching about him, and then finally I was done, and I said, I need to know why I keep picking these assholes. There's a common denominator in all these toxic relationships, and it's me, and why do I keep picking them? And I remember her saying, well, you're asking the right questions. And so I started thinking about it, and I had this, the codependency that was trained into be by a narcissistic parent or parents, and those rules of here's how you will still be acceptable to us, here's how you stay in our good graces, and twisted myself inside out for us. So those unhealed wounds leave these like energetic trailers, and people that are super toxic, narcissists in particular, can smell it. They can see that energetic trailer. And even if it's not like a conscious thing, if you have somebody else that has similar wounds, or they have a need to be in that same codependent thing, it's like a magnet. Your emotional trailers, energy trailers will hook you up to each other. And the first thing, which became like a thing to me that I recognize as a red flag, is that, oh, I feel like I've known you all my life. Yeah, that's because they're just like the toxic people that you grew up with. So you have those stringers, and when you heal those wounds, you no longer, then something gets healed over. There's not a raw wound. Ooh, here's another image. It's like there's a raw wound that's leaving a trail of blood, and the people that can and mesh with you in the right way follow that trail of blood. But when you heal that wound, then there's no trail to follow anymore. And the paradox is, when you heal these wounds, you no longer have a need to be defensive, to keep your defenses up, because you have healthy boundaries. And so you can be open and vulnerable because you don't have raw wounds that are, getting hit all the time. I hope that made sense. Okay. Well, they didn't need to. Samantha says, what we're carrying around that really isn't ours to carry around in the first place. Someone else told us it was ours. Yes. Not, directly or indirectly. It was heaped upon us, and we took on the belief of it because, of course, you're growing up with parents. Well, they are the God and goddess of your life. How are you going to be rational enough to not believe anything they're telling you? Yeah, it gets in there at the unconscious level. It is deep-seated. All right. But yes, Samantha, excellent insight there. So some of us didn't twist to fit, but rebelled. Yeah, Tavia. So oh my goodness, could drop that. You rebel when offered love. Wow, Tavia. Is it acceptable to light the digital medicinal pipe and pass it to the left? Yes, 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 it is. And bless you for that medicine, Maruda. Bless you, bless you. Hi, Marcy. Oh, honey, I'm glad that you just stopped in to say hi. At least I don't know how much longer I'm going to go, but I'm glad to see you, sweetie. I'm glad you made it. All right, yeah, this is some intense shit here. So this deck, I'm telling you, this deck. What I need to, once I'm done here, I've got to edit and produce the video and get it uploaded and everything. But the unboxing for this deck will be tomorrow. And please, oh please, watch that video. You will immediately want to buy the deck, and it wasn't that expensive. So everybody. And no, I don't make any money off of telling people to buy these decks. I don't need to. Okay, devotion. The sheep and blackberry calls us to focus on our commitments, whether they're to a partner, a job, a creative practice, or a spiritual tradition. Sheep are innocent and vulnerable and must be watched over and guided. Blackberries are symbols of protection with their large brambling thorns. We have blackberries right out back here. Their abundant fruit also symbolizes prosperity. Combining the energies of the two gives us a direction. Honor our promises, allowing them to fruit and flourish. Upright, in what people or practices do you find wisdom and stability? Remember to care well for these sources of guidance and protection. I mean, just the way she writes, remember to care well for these sources of guidance and protection. Don't just expect them to be there for you and you don't have to do anything on your end. Care for them. They are there to protect you, to sustain you. to guide you. Care for them. Nurture that relationship. Oh, and the question here is, how can I better care for my relationships, spiritual practices, or work? Whew, I know the answer to that question, and you are answering it for yourself, I am sure. Wow. I think I'm going to be working with this one every day. Okay, let's see. An ending. The moth, and do you see this? We've got the death's head moth. Become a very popular moth in oracles and tarot. Hey, thank you. What's up with that? Okay. The moth in eucalyptus is at number 13 for a reason. It mirrors the meaning of the death card in a traditional tarot deck. The death card rarely indicates literal death, but rather marks an ending of some kind and provides us with the knowledge and power to let go. The moth shown here is the death's head hawk moth, named for the unique skull-like marking on its back. The death's head is nocturnal, and like all moths, it flies toward the light. Eucalyptus is a symbol of protection, as the oil from this plant can be used to guard against and soothe a variety of ailments. Upright, an ending is imminent. This could mean the end of a relationship, a hobby or interest, a job, or any number of other things. While endings sometimes mark loss, they don't always. And even if we do experience grief, we have the power to emerge from it with a better understanding of ourselves. So the ending could be this, the part of yourself that you decide that is holding you back or weighing you down, or is going to keep you trapped. And in order to escape, you've got to just let it go. Let that part go. And, you know, an ending can be an ending of a toxic way of behaving, an ending of a false belief system, an ending of, I'm not going to respond to this bait that so-and-so keeps throwing out anymore. I'm not going to react to it anymore. Okay, the questions here. Okay, wait a minute. Well, Lenny said they don't always... Yes, a better understanding of ourselves. How can I be more accepting of change? What tools do I have that might help me feel safe and protected when a change occurs in my life? What do I have that might help me feel safe and protected when a change occurs in my life? Safety and protection was the theme in that last one too, wasn't it? Or was it the tarot? I don't remember now. So what do we have to do in order to be safe and protected? Feel safe and protected no matter what change comes upon us. Now, we are not able to foresee what changes are going to come upon us, but we can know for a fact that in a span of a lifetime, every single person experiences big change. Sometimes it's big unexpected change. Sometimes it's change that's forced on us from the outside. Sometimes it's change where we go through a transition or an initiatory experience where suddenly my entire outlook has changed. That's an ending. And even though endings are really positive and something that's sought for, there's a gnat flying around, there still can be things to grieve, even though, and I think I told this story sometime recently where let's go back to when I was going to the counselor, and I, had been bitching for weeks, and then finally when it's like, I filed for divorce, and just after that I had a dream about my ex, and it was like, I practically fell in love with him all over again. It was the best parts of him, and they were wonderful. And I went to her and said, what the fuck is this about? Why am I suddenly having these like honeymoon dreams about him? And she said, well, you have to let go of the good parts as well as the bad. You have to let go of the idealized version of him that I saw. That, and this was also the realization that, my rose-colored glasses with my Pisces moon I saw his potential. It's the worst way to curse someone, to fall in love with their potential rather than who they are and who they're showing you they are in that time. So I had to let go of, and grieve the good parts that were never going to be. So whatever change we go through, there is that kind of letting go and grief process to go through as well. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, it's Maruta, get it. Just get it. I think it cost me like $18 or something. It was just way cheap on Amazon, and it's legit. It's not a bootleg copy. But it's so very, very good. Hey, Graham and Kip. A good deck to journal with. Yes, Catherine, it really would be. And I love decks that put questions, and this is becoming a more prevalent thing now, is authors putting either writing prompts or just a series of questions that you can ask yourself to go deeper. It's fabulous. Watching the sun fade away. Yes, yes, it is. And oh, I would love nothing more than to just open my windows and listen to the woods and feel the fresh air. There's just a little bit of a breeze, and I can't do it. Thank God I have this huge front row seat to see the beauty of it anyway. All right, you guys. So, interesting stuff. I want more. I want more of this deck. Sorry. I want more. It's just so good. We have determination and creative ingenuity. Okay, so we're busting the stagnation, and we are devoting ourselves to the things that matter to us spiritually and on a mundane level, and we're acknowledging the endings so that we can grieve them. And here, between the stagnation and devotion, we have determination. Pardon me. I can tell I'm coming to the end of my line here. It's card number 50. These will give you a refresher course in your Roman numerals. Because I looked at it at one point, it was just L, and I'm like, L, what the hell is that? Oh, it's 50. All right. The Ram and Dahlia. The Ram and Dahlia is a card of action. There's that Mars. The ram charges up the mountain with steady determination, removing any obstacles with its strong horns. Called the Queen of the Autumn Garden, the dahlia is known for its persistence. It produces flowers in the summer and well into the fall, outlasting most other blossoms. And my God, what beautiful flowers. You have the power to accomplish your wildest dreams. While others may tire or lose interest, you are persistent and will see your ambitions through. What am I most determined to accomplish? When have I worked best alone? And when have I benefited from another's help? And then over here, the spider and passion flower is creative ingenuity. It's the number 2 card. Okay. Spiders represent a balance of light and dark. Cunning yet patient, they spin intricate webs that are both beautiful and deadly. The passion flower is a vining flower that has come to symbolize faith. It was named by 16th century Jesuit missionaries who associated the plant with the Passion of Christ. Its filaments represented the crown of thorns, its 10 petals, the 10 faithful apostles, and so on. You can solve your problems unconventionally and with cleverness. There's that Mars in Aquarius there. You need only exercise patience in order to fully appreciate the results of your labor. How can I overcome an obstacle? Using my talents. When have I solved a problem? Using my ingenuity in the past. And that ingenuity and determination helps you to break that stagnation. And then let's have one more. The deer and oat. And that is healing. I mean, look at how very little the writing is here, but it's so good. The shy and gentle fallow deer is known for its white spots and the broad velvety antlers it sheds and regrows each year. Similarly, oats are symbolic of restorative nutrition. Even in poor soil, oats can flourish, providing hearty sustenance. Rest and recharge, moderation and mindfulness are key as you recover from trauma or a period of intense exertion. So we're back to the beginning here about rest and recovery. How do I rest and recharge? What practices nourish my soul? This is coming down below devotion. What can you devote yourself to in your life? What about your life do you feel is most worthy, that you love the most, that you are passionate about, that you can really devote yourself to and take on as a practice that will then sustain you and hold you up and help you go through your healing, help you bust the stagnation, process the endings, grieve the losses. Very consistent messages tonight. Wow. At the moment, your purchases are determined by the nearly out of stock message. Yeah, I hear that loud and clear too. Oh my goodness. And sustenance again. That's right, Tavia. Like I said, they've been really consistent messages. And this brings me back. This came up in the reading, in the unboxing, the test drive reading. So please, I hope to see your comments on that video as you see the rest of the deck. But yeah, it's a winner. It's gonna be with me in a lot of readings. So anyway, you guys, I feel gunk in my throat, and I need to clear it out. So I am going to head out. But hey, I busted my stagnation and I was able to be here with you, and that makes me so very happy. It makes me happy and satisfied. But ooh, my voice box is gunky. So I love that you came by to hang out with me. I love you guys so much. And I have a couple new patrons, so that means I can get the sort of more expensive decks every month. Not talking indie. I'm still a mass market woman. Mass market woman. So thanks for being here, everybody. Yes, watch out for those metaphorical earthquakes. Oh my God. No kidding. Well, thank you all for showing up for me tonight, and you know, I will do my best to be here again next week, but I'll see you tomorrow on an unboxing. And you know, the times that I can't manage to do a live stream because it is tied to a particular time, I will still continue to get unboxings out to you to, you know, keep my hand in and still see you and everything. So appreciate you being you, and you showing up for me, and me showing up for you, and the circle turns. And before we go, you can take a deep breath and either push that layer out that connected with everybody. You can push it out into space and let it dissipate, or you can call it back in, whatever you'd like to do. If you just leave it hanging out there, it will be there until it doesn't need to be there anymore and go in the proper time. So this is where, you know, trust that your magic knows what it's doing. Magic, do what you will. That's a quote from Who Can Name That Movie? I don't know if I want to stay till the buffering goes through to find out if anybody knows. Okay, wait a minute. Magic, okay. Here we go. All right, you guys just heard it now. Anybody name that movie? Mass market woman. Got a mass market woman. Yeah, baby. Anyway, I will stop fucking around here. I just enjoy hanging out with you guys so much, and I could keep going, but I would pay the price if I did. So again, thanks so much. The drums have come to an end, so I shall come to an end too. I love you guys. See you next time. Mwah. Blessed be.